Okay. Evening, everybody. Oh, one more. And better turn on chat. Let's get started, guys. Yep. Kyongi, Takwa. Raise your right hand and recite the tenets. Shijo, I shall observe the tenets of Taekwondo. I shall respect the instructor and seniors. I shall never misuse Taekwondo. I shall be a champion of freedom and justice. I shall build a more peaceful world. I just got ahead of myself. Now recite the tenets. Shijo, courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, indomitable spirit. Oh, I thought my head was with it today, but there we go. We're learning otherwise. Okay, to start off with, I want to do a little bit of practice on real basic crossing. So come and either kneel down or sit down in front of your camera, and we'll do some real basics. So everyone just sit down, relax, or kneel, whatever works for you. Crossing techniques, when you're using one hand for the technique, they'll either be on top or underneath. And the rule is, if you're striking or blocking with your knife hand or your forearm, the striking or blocking hand goes on top, with both of the hands facing away from each other, like you're smashing two watches together. If you're blocking with your inner forearm, striking with your back fist, or your reverse knife hand, you're blocking or striking with your reverse knife hand, it goes underneath with the other hand down. Now, in both of those positions, notice that my hand that is not blocking doesn't change. Okay? So just sit down and practice your crossing here. Remember, for almost all of our crossing, it happens in front of our opposite chest. So if I'm blocking or striking with my right hand, I'll come across in front of the left side of my chest, in front of my badge. Notice my elbows are down and my shoulders are relaxed. And if I'm blocking with or striking with my left hand, it's the other side. So most of the crossing that you do at color belt level happens in front of the chest. There are a couple of exceptions, such as chukyomaki, which crosses in front of the floating rib, so it crosses a little bit lower. Knife hand low block crosses a little bit further across in front of the rib cage, but it's a very, very subtle difference between chest and rib cage. So from here, I want everyone just sitting down, relaxed, and we're just going to repeat the cross for forearm low block from here. Just crossing with one side, blocking on one side. With your breathing, make sure the hand that's crossing is blocking on top. So I'll pause when I cross so that you can see that crossing position. Now, if I change to knife hand low block, the cross is the same, but it's just slightly further across my body. Notice my elbows are down when I cross. Now, if I change to knife hand side strike, I'll cross in front of my chest, and my opposite chest again, and strike out to the side this way. It's the same cross, crossing on top with backhands facing each other. Elbow still starts down so that my shoulder can be relaxed. Now, if I change to chukyomaki, my crossing position's a little bit lower in front of my floating ribs, but the cross backhand to backhand is the same. Now I can do forearm side block, which is back in front of the opposite chest again, which can be middle, shoulder height, or it can be high at eye height. It's the first movement, of course, of dosan. I can do knife hand side block as well, middle or high. So the knife hand block can be low, middle, or high, all with the same sort of cross. The low one, of course, just goes a little bit further across your body. The others are in front of your chest. Okay, so just mix those blocks up now with the same hand, same cross, and the strikes. Okay, cool. Now to the other hand. So we'll start again with the forearm low block, crossing on top, backhand to backhand. This other hand just does the same thing all the time, just pulls back to the hip. So we'll start with forearm low block, crossing in front of the opposite chest again. As you repeat this, your arm muscles should start getting nice and warm. And then a little bit further across for your knife hand low block. Notice that in the intermediate position, hands are always lightly clenched. Even if I'm going to block with my low block, my fist is still lightly clenched in that crossing position. Now knife hand side strike. Make sure your elbows are down when you cross to relax and protect your body. Now cross in front of your floating ribs and do chukyamaki. Make sure when you finish, your forearms over your head. You've also got sonkal chukyamaki as well as pomo chukyamaki. With your camera, you can see that finish position, making sure that the forearm is over your head. Make sure you've got a slight angle on your forearm here rather than being dead flat. If you're dead flat, your arm will get hit into your head. So a slight angle gives you a bit more strength. Now forearm side block. Practice both high and middle. And add your knife hand side block, with your fingertips at eye level or shoulder height rather than your forearm. Same crossing position. And now mix them up. And relax. So all of those crosses and strikes either use the knife hand or the forearm, and therefore crossed on top with the back hands together. Okay, so when we're using one tool to strike or to defend, and that tool involves crossing, it will cross on top. If we're using the inner forearm, the reverse knife hand, or the back fist will cross underneath. Now, one of the key things to practice here, juniors in particular, you've got a tendency to do your inner forearm middle blocks from down here by your belt and come upward. It's not correct because here I'm really vulnerable and my tool's traveling in the wrong direction. Okay, from here, I want to lift across in front of my chest so my tool can come acrosswards. So this time I'm crossing underneath my other hand. It's in the same position as it was before, but this time my blocking hand goes underneath and I come across my body. Go. Make sure you keep the cross in front of the chest. Relax your elbows down. Crossing underneath. Underneath, Max. So inner forearm middle block. Come on, Toby and Tiffany, you really need to practice this. I've seen your crossing. You can also do the same block with reverse knife hand. Same cross, just opening your hand this time, tucking your thumb out of the way, blocking with your reverse knife hand. Relaxed, loosely clenched fists in the cross, and then open at the moment of impact. That could be high. And we also have from here our back fist side strike. Crossing in front of the opposite chest. With the exception of the X stance back fist side strike in your gok that crosses lower. And now mix them up. Cool, and let's do the other hand now. In a forearm middle block. What we're doing here is training our brain. The more you practice these after you've done them hundreds or thousands of times, you won't have to think about it anymore. You do have to make sure that when you're practicing, you're getting the crossing right. Because you don't want to train yourself into bad habits. So this is a really good thing to do for 5 minutes when you're sitting down watching TV. Just practice a block a few times like this. Now go reverse knife hand. Now your back fist. Make sure you're striking the target with the 2 knuckles of the back fist. And now mix it up. And relax. Give your arms a shake. So now when we stand up, if we do the same movements in our walking stance, we shouldn't really have to think too much about our crossing. So from here, we're going to do the same sequence of movements into walking stance from parallel stance. So I've got my forearm low block on the left side, then forearm low block on the right side. And I know my crossing. So we'll do forearm low block, then we've got knife hand low block. Come and do them with me. Then we've got knife hand side strike, which we'll do in sitting stance. We've got forearm rising block. We've got forearm side block. We've got knife hand side block. Then a forearm middle block. Reverse knife hand side block. Back fist side strike. So just work through those in your own time. Make sure you get that crossing nice and strong. So thinking about your crossing, just mix them up. Think about what movement you're going to do next. Remember, elbows down, crossing in front of your chest. Chukimaki, crossing in front of your floating ribs. Knife hand low block, crossing in front of your rib cage. The other one's crossing in front of your chest. The opposite chest. Make sure you're getting good strong stances. Seniors, you might know some other blocks that cross as well. Blue stripes and above, you've got a hooking block that crosses on top. Okay, Seb, remember with your inner forearm middle blocks, cross in front of your chest. Don't cross too low. Don't cross down here and come upwards with those inner forearm middle blocks. Lift your cross and come across with inner forearm middle block. We're particularly working on the movements that cross. Okay, pause for a moment. Now the next thing that I want you to work on, we're going to do the same movements. Any crossing techniques, any techniques you know that cross, and I want you to make sure that you're doing 1, 2, 3. Sine wave, down, 1, up and cross. There's 2 and then block is 3 or strike is 3. Make sure that you're not pausing here. So we're not going 1, 2, when my hands stop, I'm going 1, 2, 3. So once I start blocking, I don't stop. That's how I generate power. Okay, so go through the same movements. Remember, we haven't done, and don't do at the moment, twin forearm block, because that's an exception. Go. Got a huge range of movements there that you can work on. You can start throwing in L stances as well if you want to. Full movements that are appropriate. So make sure you're getting that crossing nice and correct. Good, Zach H. Nice, give us a hard ease. Take your time. If you think you're making crossing mistakes, take your time. Good, Kate. Nice, Jack. Come on, Toby, keep going. That's it, Alison Rose. Good, you're thinking it, you're starting to feel it, whether you got it the right way or not. Ethan and Lucas, it'll be a little bit easier to see you if you can turn your light on for me. Yeah, brilliant, thank you. And come on, cool. Okay, rotating wrists. Change direction. Elbows. Change direction. Arms back. And forwards. Torso. Left ankle. No problem, Max. Thank you. Change direction. Change foot. Change direction. Hands up and circling the legs outwards. Keep the hands up. Sway your jaw. Try and get a nice range of motion through the hips. And under, inwards. Okay, and just gently with the hips. And change direction. Okay, grab a chair. You can use the wall if you've got space next to your wall, and your parents in particular, if you're living at home, don't mind you using the wall. Had a nice good warm up for the arms. So let's do a good warm up for the legs. Nice, everyone seems ready. Okay, front rising kicks, put one hand on the leg, other hand up by your jaw. 12 front rising kicks with the inside leg. Go. Nice, Liam. And then 12 with the other leg. Okay. Be careful when you're doing this, guys, that you don't kick your chair. Give yourself a little bit of space between you and the chair. It's just for a little bit of support. Side rising kicks now. So remember your supporting foot, the foot that's on the ground, points away from where you're kicking. And then just gently swing your leg up. Don't stand too close to your chair so you don't kick it. 12 each leg. Watch that side kick position, guys. Come on, Toby, you can do better than that. Okay. Okay, just be careful, Nina. Remember when you're training, some of the exercises we do will feel uncomfortable, but you shouldn't feel pain. If you feel pain, it's your body trying to tell you that something is wrong. Okay, so don't aggravate pain. Okay, next one. This time facing your chair. Be very careful. You bring your knee up in front of you first, and then swing it straight back behind you. Same thing, 12 each leg. Control your kick all the way. Just looking over your shoulder. Out of the corner of your eye. Remember to start gently with these exercises and build up. Good, Lucas. Okay, now to work on the strength a little bit. This time lift your knee up, load it up for dodo chagi, and then slowly out and back. 12 kicks each leg. No faster than me. Lift it nice and high. Just try and lift it up. After you've done the last one, extend out in your turning kick and do 20 dips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Then retract and lower down. Same each leg. Good man, Mr. Woods. Then the other leg up. As you're pivoting that supporting foot, keep that knee raised, then your dips. When you use a chair for these drills, you'll find that you can focus on your strength. So it's great being able to do slow kicks and things without the chair, but for the purpose of this exercise, you want to use the chair. Okay, make sure you're using the chair. Okay, if you've got any questions, you can pop them into chat. Just be careful that I've got 2 windows open, and the one that has me visible is a chat that's quite hard for me to see. The other one, where I haven't got a video playing, that's much easier for me to see. So that's the one you want to put your chat questions into, or give them to everyone. Okay, so remember, of course, the difference between a turning kick, which is kind of a flicking motion. The turning kick motion is this one. Okay, quadricep extension. The side kick motion is a stamping action. This way, with the foot sword. This uses the ball of the foot, and this uses the foot sword. Okay, so when you're doing your side kick slowly, which is what we're going to do next, you're going to bring your knee up towards your chest, and then extend it straight out, up to your chest and straight out. Make sure you're getting this motion with your leg, not this motion with your leg. 12 each leg, go. Should be slower than me. And then your 20 dips. Also, remember when you're doing the side kick exercise that you want to try to keep your shoulders open. Don't drop your shoulders down like this. Okay? Keep the shoulders up and open. One way to do that is to bring this front hand up when you're doing the drill and just put your back hand on the chair. Okay? Other leg, when you've done the first one, Keep the knee and the foot up. Then you can move your chair to the side. And grab a quick drink. Okay. Pop your chair away. Won't need that now. Just to loosen the legs up a little bit. All I want to do for a couple of minutes is have you walking around your space, just gently throwing technical kicks. Make sure every kick is nice and technical, not just waving your legs around the place. Good balance, good hand position. Use both legs. Off you go. Wander around your space, throw different kicks. Take your time. Good stances. Good balance. Good hand position. That'll help with the stances. Seb, keep your hands up. Watch your foot angles. Try and keep all of your kicks above your belt. If there are two people in your room or more, just be careful moving around each other. Don't get in each other's way. This is about you loosening your legs up. Watch this angle of your supporting foot, the foot that's on the ground. Make sure it's pointing in the right direction. I'm seeing a few people doing side kicks with their supporting foot pointing forwards instead of behind them. Come on, Toby. You got to increase your work rate. You too, Tiffany. This is not about standing around watching TV. It's about doing some training. Let's go. Pick it up. Keep the hands up, Max. And come on. Okay. Right leg back. Forearm guarding block with kill. Beat. I could tell some of those were wussy. Bottle. Remember from here, hands in front of chest. Pull back. Strong block. Every time your block should be strong. And key up from your abdomen. 2, 3. That was better from some of you. From here, starting nice and simply, lifting the knee nice and high, forwards, front snap kick, step together, forearm guarding block on the other side. Make sure every block is strong. Go. Make sure every kick is strong. Hana. 2. Set. Net. Now doyo chagi, 45 degrees. Hana. Turn that supporting foot. 2. Set. Net. Now just try the kicks you don't know. Twisting kick. Hana. 2. set, net. Every kick, imagine there are a couple of boards you have to break. So you've really got to smash through with every one of these kicks. Side piercing kick, Yopcha Jedigi. Hana. Two. Set. No. Now change to Yopcha Milgi. Yopcha Milgi is side pushing kick. So side piercing kick, I'm accelerating and smashing through my target. Side pushing kick, I'm pushing. So it's a slightly longer breath. And I'm feeling myself push. So see whether you can feel the difference. Right leg, side pushing kick. Hana. Imagine you're pushing the opponent away. Do. Lift the knee and foot. Set. Net. Side turning kick. Turning kick all the way around here. Hana. Supporting foot is to turn 75 degrees away, all the way behind us. Pull. Extends the body out a little bit more. Strong guarding blocks. Set. Net. Vertical kick inward. Hana. Foot is straight up and down. Two. Set. Net. Now vertical kick outward, so we spin. Hana. Foot straight up and down. You don't need to lean for this. Two. It's not like a reverse turning kick. Straight up and down. Set. Net. Now we'll lean and do reverse turning kick. If there's more than one in the room, watch out for each other for space. Make sure that backhand's by your jaw. Hana. Two. Kicking leg is straight. Set. Don't get slack on those guarding blocks. Net. Now we'll tweak it for a reverse hooking kick. So this time at the moment of the kick, we hook our leg around. Hana. Two. It's a little bit faster. Set. Net. Good. Okay, what do we got next? Let's do back piercing kick. Hana. Make sure you're pivoting all the way around. Two. And extend your kick. Straighten your leg out. Don't try to kick too high. Belt high just above. Lean your body. Set. Nice, Isabel. Just wax and smack into it now. Net. Accelerate. Go fast and hard. Now we'll compare that to back snap kick. So you're snapping up behind you here. Okay, so from this position here. Hana. It's a person stand behind you and you're kicking straight upward into the groin. Two. Set. Next. Good. Okay, crescent kick, blocking. Crescent kick inward. Hana. Crescent kick's always performed inward. Pause. Do. Comes over and down. Set. Net. And now hooking kick, which is outwards. And again, it pauses over and down. Hala. Do. Set. Blocking with the top part of your foot, your instep. Net. Nice. Okay, we'll add a couple of first degree kicks. Nuolochagi, pressing kick. This is a kick that's designed to smash the knee. An outward pressing kick looks very much like a side piercing kick, but it's knee height. And the supporting kick, supporting foot, if I kick this way, it keeps facing forwards. It doesn't pivot all the way around like a side piercing kick or a side pushing kick. This way. Okay, so doing it to the front. Stamp on that knee joint. Ha! Go, give it a go, have some fun with it. Two. Set. Only to the knee joint, don't kick too high. Net. Good. That's an outward pressing kick. An inward pressing kick is stamping this way. So from here, my back leg lifts up and I stamp down this way. Okay? Going forwards. Hana! Using my foot sword, stamping. Do. Keep the hands up. Set. Again, only knee height. Net. Good. It's a good variation of kicks. Now we're going to play with one of those kicks and look at variations in tool. Okay, because we always do one front snap kick with the ball of the foot. Front snap kick can be done with multiple tools. So from your forearm guarding block this time, we're going to do our front snap kick with the knee. So it goes forwards this way. Ha! Same motion with the hips, just the knee. The foot has to stay back. Knee. Do. Set. Forwards, not upwards. Net. If we now change to an upward kick, kneeing up and dropping my body down. Hana. Knee up, lower your body down. Imagine you've grabbed somebody by the head. Boom, you're kneeing them into the chest or the solar plexus. Do. Set. Net. Now we'll go back to front snap kicks. We've done front snap kick with the knee. We've done front snap kick with the ball of the foot. Now we're going to do front snap kick with the shin. So this time it's coming upward into the groin area. This way. Okay, you point your foot forward so it gets out of the way.
Yes, sir.
Ready, from here, right leg. So snapping. And left leg. Set. Net. One that looks very similar, but a little where the opponent's a little bit further away. This time, we kick with the instep, which in Taekwondo is defined as the top part of the foot. Got to be careful with this because there's a lot of little bones in there. From here, same foot position, but they're a little bit further away. Okay, and you're coming kind of upward a little bit more. Hana. Two. Set. Net. And the last tool we're going to play with for the front snap kick, if you're wearing shoes, you can do the front snap kick just like you do with the ball of the foot, but point your toes forward Because if you're wearing shoes, you can smack them with your toes. Okay, so the same motion going forwards with the front snap kick. Hana! The hip motion drives the power inwards. Double. So keep your foot nice and tight. Set. Push those toes into the target. Net. So forward bottle. Grab a quick drink. Now, incidentally, those tools that we use for front snap kick can also be used for turning kick and side turning kick. Knee, shin, instep, ball of foot, and toes. We can use all of those for turning kick and side turning kick as well. Okay, we're going to start working through a couple of patterns. Before we do, does anybody have any questions about their own pattern? Any questions?
So what's the stance before side turning kick? Sorry, before side kick again?
And your gok?
Yes.
It's walking stance. Sorry, it depends on which one you're doing. Yeah, walking stance. Well, you're talking about the bending ready stance. Bending ready stance type A. This is the one you mean, isn't it? Bending ready stance type A. Okay, and there is a little bit of backward motion from here. The knee and foot come up this way before they go out. So I don't do my side kick from here and rise up. I bring it back slightly and pierce out. Cool, good question. Any other questions? Everyone's good. Okay, I'm going to get everybody, we'll do a junior pattern to start with just to get our brains warm. Once we've done the junior pattern, we're then going to step into your own pattern, and I'm going to ask you to slow it down and think about the crossing for every movement. Okay, so if I'm doing Dangun, or the intermediate position, 1, 2, 3. The first time through, I'm going to work at this pace. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hands in front of chest, pull back, block. Low, pull back, punch. Crossing on top. 1, 2 on top. Checking. 3. So for every movement in my pattern, I'm going to check that my crossing is correct. Okay, but first we'll do a junior pattern to get warmed up. Ready? Chonjitu. You all know the drill, I think, about space. If you don't have enough space for the movement, finish your movement with a good strong stance, adjust your position, then do the next movement. Don't do shorter stances. Okay, so everything nice and strong, Chonjitu. Pretty sure everyone knows Chonji. If you don't know Chonji, do both sides of forward direction punch. Beat, strong, relax, Shijo. Good strong stances. Nice, Mr. West. Watch the crossing, Zach H. Make sure you're crossing on top for those low blocks. Take your time, Jack. Look at the bad guy, Kate. Eyes up. That's it. Remember, you want to get a little down motion with your knee spring. Down, up, down. Okay, you've got a tendency, Kate, just to go up a little bit first. So make sure you're going down, up, down. Down, up, down. Spring your knee downwards. Okay. and bottle. Okay, Mariah's family, remember the rule for this, for Chonji. Left, forward, follow my arm to turn around. Forward, left, forward, follow my arm to turn around, forward. Then change to your middle block, go left. So I'm always following that arm. Follow the punching arm, forward. My left hand's out again. So I'm going left with my left arm. Forward, turn around, forward, and then at the end, one more punch forward. So we've got 2 forward and then 2 back. So we finish with the right foot and right hand forward. And then return stepping forward. Okay, your own pattern, everyone. As I said before, I want you to take it slow and think of every movement in 3 parts. Make sure you know where your hands should be in every one of those 3 parts. So in Chonji, 1, 2, 3. 1, hand comes up. 2, I pull back. 3, punch. 1, 2, 3. So for every movement in your own pattern, break it down into those 3 parts and make sure you know where your hands are. Usually on one, they'll be in front of chest. Punching, they're a little bit different. They're up, but the other one's by the hip. Go, take your time. Any questions, feel free to pause and come and ask or save them till the end. Go. You remuted yourself, Mr. West. Yeah, there we go.
First, the sitting stance punch. Would that count as just that?
Movement 1 and that movement 1 and movement 4, just say lifting your arm to the side horizontally. So it's not a punch, it's just a ready position. So you just lift up. Comes up on a little angle because it's natural. It's a bit unnatural to come from here and go sideways and straight up. So it comes up kind of on a bit of an angle. Just floats across.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay. Remember to drop your elbows when you cross, Seb. Drop your elbows when you cross. Okay, for knife hand side strike, of course, crossing on top. We should all know our crossing for our movements because we practice so much today. And Seb, we're going to work on moving the correct feet and getting both of those feet facing forward in your sitting stance. Your feet are sticking out like this. They need to stick like this. So turn out those heels. That's it. And remember for that last movement, you step into the other foot and then strike out the other way. Step into the other foot, strike out the other way. So we're going to work on that diagram. See, but there's a couple of places there where you're moving the wrong foot as I worked with you on last lesson, okay? Come on, Miss Derber, that can wait. If you finish, feel free either to do the same thing with the next pattern down or to repeat it. Make sure you know everywhere where your hands need to be. Jungun, 1, 2, 3. Front kick, 1, 2, 3. Okay, the circle around. Question, Isabel? Okay, so have another run through. Blue belts, ensure that for movements 1 and 4, your shoulder height here. You've got a tendency to be too low for that first movement. Make sure it's shoulder height, just like in Chonji with your forearm. It's the same block with your reverse knife hand. Then the next one is an upward block, movement 3 and movement 6. Circles and comes upward. And that stops the height of your solar plexus. It doesn't come up to your shoulder. So the first and fourth one are shoulder height, and the third and sixth one are solar plexus height. So the height is quite different. Really punch that kick out, Isabel. Make sure you use 2 hands for movement 3. 2 hands. That's better. Around and up. Around and up. Okay, if you've got a question, come and ask it. Make sure your hand's right back to your hip, McLean ladies. That's it, lovely. Have another go, Nina. Rather than just stopping there, you can have another run through. So picture those ones. Mr. West has got 2 new patterns to work through, so he needs the time. Have another run through. Nate and Jess, from your sung Polmak Maki, make sure your knife hand inward strike starts here and comes inward. It doesn't circle. Okay, don't circle this one. Come straight in because you're striking someone on the neck. So your hands are open and then you're coming in smack, smashing. So it helps a lot if you understand the purpose and method of every movement you're doing. Make sure you know what every movement is for. Okay, green stripes. I got your back, green stripes from here. Movement 1, stepping left. Movement 2 on the spot. Movement 3, your front foot comes into halfway and back to where your heel was. And then you turn around towards your punching arm. Okay, so I've got my back to you so that you can do it as if you're doing it with me. 1, 2, front foot comes in a little bit into the center and then turn towards your arm. 3, 4. Then you come forward to your CD line. Does that answer your question? Wave if it's okay, cool. Okay, any other questions, guys? Just fire them away. Back leg there, Liam. Back leg for that kick, not front one. There we go, you're doing your rock. When you're doing your gok, guys, make sure that you're crossing and pulling back, okay? Some of you have got a tendency for the second one in particular to just kind of pass through it. So you're not really thinking about what you're doing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, rather than from the previous movement, just kind of going through it. So it's 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. It's a nice motion and it means your block is going to get a better trajectory. Okay. Let's do it now. Everyone should have been naturally thinking for all of those movements, which way your crossing goes. Because we did so much work on crossing at the start of class. Using the knife hand or outer forearm, you cross on top. Using the reverse knife hand, inner forearm or back fist, you cross underneath. So we should have that all sorted. One thing that I didn't go through, of course, twin forearm block and twin knife hand block. The exception there is because you're blocking with both arms. Okay, because you're blocking with both arms, they both have to twist the same way. Now, if we think about it, if we were doing the outer forearm, we'd cross on top, back hands together. If we were doing the rising block, we'd cross on top, both hands together, back hands together. But we can't have them both cross on top. We can have both palms face towards us, and the one that goes on top is called the primary block. And that's usually the one you're looking at, which is the one that goes forward. The one that goes forward is on top, and the one that goes upward is underneath. Both palms towards you. Okay, be careful to practice that one, because some people don't get caught making the mistake right through some of the senior grades. We get to about red belt and go, oh no, you're crossing that one the wrong way. Okay, inside hand, top hand goes forwards. Okay, your own pattern, this time, normal speed, nice and strong. Okay, your own pattern, normal speed, good stances, good crossing, good 3-part movements, and really smash those movements out. Pause a little bit between each movement. Don't rush. Give yourself time to finish the movement and then move on to the next one. Ready, your own pattern. Beat. Jump. Make sure you know the heights. It's better, Liam. Just watch that body facing in this movement. Cross underneath for that one. Make sure you're in L stance. You're a little bit short for that one, Liam, for the movements 1 and 4. Strong. I want to see power. Zach, I love your power. Lucas, make sure that your foot and hand finish at the same time. Oh, something went wrong there, Lucas. Sitting stance at the end there. Oh, Lucas, pause. Don't step for movement 2. Movement 1, second movement's on the spot. Don't step forward. 3, don't step forward for 4. Then you come forward for this movement. Then your back fists. Now after you've done these 2, remember I don't step forward. My back foot comes in and goes forwards. Kick, 2 punches, land at the same time. So Lucas, don't kick, land, and then punch. Okay, we've got a kick, sine wave, punch and land together. Then the front foot moves out the other way. 1, 2. Then it's left hand, right hand, left hand, step together, right hand to finish. Okay? Okay, good. I want everyone to take 10 seconds to think about baro. Sorry, high block there at the end, Mr. West. Eye level, those double forearm blocks. Okay. I want everyone to think of one thing in the pattern you just did that you could have done better. What is one thing in the pattern you just did that you could have done better? You're going to repeat the pattern. Don't give up any of the good stuff you've just done, but improve that one thing. Last pattern of the night. Repeat. Repeat your pattern. Ready. 시작. Keep going, keep it nice and strong, good stances. Make sure you finish with your other hand right back to your hip. Not the side fist at the front part of your hip, the side fist on the side of your hip. Right back here, not over here. Right back here. Hold it. Couple more people going. Come on, baro. Good, good work. Cool, excellent. So make sure you're taking time when you're practicing these at home to get nice, strong stances. Okay, don't get sloppy in your stances. Mr. West, just with your X stance, when you're finishing your X stance, you want to be crouched down a bit so the back heel is only just off the floor. It's not high up off the floor like this. It's only just off the floor. Okay? And you sit down to get that. It's quite a low stance, big stance. Okay, grab a quick drink. Now, particularly green belts and below, the exercises that we did at the start of the class, it's actually good for everybody, but particularly for green belts and below. Those exercises we did at the start of the class with the chair, the side rising kicks, the slow side piercing kicks, and the side kick dips. They're really good to do every morning when you get up. 2 or 3 minutes, doesn't take very long. Don't overdo it when your muscles aren't too warm when you get up. I used to just do it with my hands on the end of my bed because I had quite a high bed head. From here, just relax. 1, 2, nice and gently. I'll do my front rising kicks as well. And then we work on the slow side kicks, trying to lift the leg up nice and high, build the strength. And the same thing with the dips. Some of you juniors, or a lot of you juniors actually, are struggling with the strength to lift your knee and foot up nice and high and then extend the nice side kick out. So you're dropping your knee down when you go through to your side kick. And the way to improve that is through practicing and building the strength in those parts of your leg. You really want to work on lifting that knee and foot nice and high. So every morning, chair, bed, something, side rising kicks, 20 each leg, 12 slow side kicks, and then about 20 or 30 of those dips. Okay, working in particular on keeping your knee up. So you're better off doing dips that are lower with your leg nice and straight than you are doing them higher with your knee pointed downwards. That's not doing you any favors. You want to open that knee up. It's all about opening your knee and lifting it nice and high. Okay? Okay. Get ready. Play a little bit with those legs. Those legs nice and busy. From here, we're going to play a bit with that front leg side kick, that shifting side kick we've been working on. But we're also going to play with using the same motion for alternative kicks. Okay, so all sorts of different kicks we're going to use for it. So we'll start with side kick. So the same way that we've done lots of times before, from our L stance, we're going to lift that front leg first and then slip in and extend the side kick out, keeping the hands up. Okay, ready? Put your favorite leg in the front. We'll do 10 just to get started. Shifting in, lift, then shift. Lift, then shift. Ready? Hunter. Nice and light on the feet. And back. After you kick, 1, 2. 2. Good. Try not to step, Lucas. So we're not going 1, 2 this way. We're going to lift this leg off the ground first. Sit. Make sure you straighten that leg right out. Extend your kicks when you spar. Net. Toss up. Yes up. Elgo. Yellow. Aho. Good. Extend. Make sure you straighten that leg out. You'll straighten it right out. Good. Try and control here. Then retract. Other leg. Get the other leg up. Ready. Hunter. Try and pause for a split second at the end. Make sure you can control it. Do. At the end of your kick, retract and lower it down. Don't drop it down, okay? Retract and lower. Set. Extend, retract, down. Net. That's better, Lucas. Now try that retraction. Tasa. Yasa. Uga. Nate, put it on or put it down and get kicking. Yado. Control your balance. Oh. Some of you are leaning over a little bit when you kick and falling over when you kick. Keep your body upright. You lean back slightly, but you don't lean in at all. One more. Hada. Now you've got a tendency when you're kicking to lean forwards a little bit. Make sure you're leaning back, but keeping your body nice and straight in this line. Okay, cool. Now we're going to play around with the same motion with the legs, but this time we're going to do it with side turning kick. So we're going to shift in and snap our side turning kick out. Okay, so the same motion with the feet, Or we're going to do a side turning kick instead of a side piercing kick. Ready. 10 each leg. Come on. Same thing, retract, recover, and down. Dual. Tip. It all starts with lifting the knee. From here, I can do any kick I want. Neck. Kicking with the ball of the foot. Dasa. Although in sparring, of course, we'll extend the foot forward and use the instep. Yasa. Ugo. Yaru. Aho. Yu. Change legs. Ready. Hana. Two. Set. Net. Notice the load position's very similar. It's knee up. Tasa. Yasa. Turn that supporting foot. Pivot it away from your kick. Uga. Yaru. Aho. Yu. Good, okay. Next one. Same shifting motion with the foot, but this time instead of yopchagi or yopdolochagi, I'm going to do bandedolo yop gorochagi, reverse hooking kick. So this first one went straight in. The second one came across inwards this way. My third one's going to come across the other way. Okay, so from here I'm shifting in, doing my reverse hooking kick. And then back to my stance. Ready. First leg. Hana. Shift in, reverse hooking kick. Nice. See a couple of great ones. Dual. Front leg kicking, no spin. Just shift in. Set. A little trick with this kick, the lower you lean, the higher you kick. Okay, so it's a really nice kick when you've done your side kicks to the body. You see that the hands are dropping a little bit, so you lean over a little bit more and kick them in the head. Net. Try and kick a little higher. Tasa. Just lean over a bit. Ugo. Oh, I think I missed one. Ugo. Yaru. Keep light on your feet. Keep light on your feet. Hop. Yo. And switch legs. Keep light. Keep light. Back hand up by your jaw. Ha. Do. Technically, this kick is done with the heel. In sparring, we'll usually point the foot and slap them with the bottom of the foot. Get a little slapping action like you would with the back of your hand. Set. Net. Shift and kick. Don't step, Lucas. Lift, then shift and kick. Net. Good, Mr. West. Toss up. Yasa. Everyone now pointing the foot, slapping with the bottom of the foot. Yasa. Ilga. Yaru. Aho. Yu. Good, okay. Now, what this gives you, those three kicks, all have the same load. You're lifting your leg up nice and high and leaning slightly. That gives you the choice when you begin this kick of whether you want to do yopcha jerigi, Yobdole chagi or bandadole goroshagi. So what I want you to do now on your own time is about 10 kicks each leg, mixing it up. Some side kicks, some side turning kicks, some reverse hooking kicks. 10 each leg, go. Decide which one you're going to do. Pick your target. Side kicks usually just above the belt. Reverse hooking kick and side turning kick are really good at the head. Person drops their hand down a little bit, boom, and goes that reverse hooking kick or that side turning kick, depending on how they're facing relative to you. So mix them up. Lift your knee. Make sure every time you lift your knee. That's why I recommend that you young guys get this practice before every morning. Practice those drills, lifting that knee up. Work on the strength in your legs. Shift and kick. Shift. Remember not to step. Lift the kicking leg first, then shift and kick. Lift, shift and kick. Lift, shift and kick. Lift, shift and kick. Lean your body away when you kick. Be very careful that you don't lean your body forward when you kick. You lose balance here. Just lean back away. Okay, good. Those of you that are finishing that off, continue, finish it off. Those of you that are finished, I want you to get your leg up and just hop around the room with those different kicks. Side kicks, reverse hooking kicks, turning kicks. Lift one leg up, 10, 20, 30 kicks. Then do the other leg. Keep that knee up. Don't let your knee drop. Keep that knee up. Little hops, control the whole time. Might go forwards, might go backwards. Change your angle. If you feel your kicks or your balance start to go, stop, start again. Lift that knee. Nice, Mr. Marais. Good, Diogo. Nice. Lift that knee. Work on that strength. Lift that knee. Up, up, up. Good, Zach. So we're all working on juniors. Work on having the knee not here, but here the whole time. Lift the knee. Always lift that knee. And the foot. Knee and foot, nice and high. Work on that strength. And come on. Quick drink. Then sitting down. Okay, let's work on some nice stretches today because we've done a bit of work around those adductors and glutes. To start with, we're going to lie on the ground, bring one leg up bent, put the other hand on my knee and twist across. I'll change my angle. So here, lift one knee, bring my other hand across and extend the same hand out beside me, and then pull that knee across my body. Relax and breathe. And knee up, and extend it straight down. Other leg, knee up. Reach across with your opposite hand And gently bring it down to the side. If your back's malaligned, you might get a couple of little clicks in your back. Don't worry about that. Just be careful. Breathe deeply. You can bring your knee right over and touch it on the ground. That's a good flexibility in your back. And up. And straighten it out. Now our normal number one stretch. One leg across the body and twist. Good, and change. Some of you are nice and flexible. You'll be able to get that bind where you reach through your legs and reach around behind your back and grab your own hand. I need to do an hour of yoga before I can do that. Now. You McLean ladies will be able to do it. Reach out in front of you, then tuck your hand through that gap in your legs, reach around behind your back and clasp your hand. You can do it. You can see you can do it. That's it. You just got to reach right forward with this hand before you put it between your legs. Nice, good effort. Okay, good. Okay, next one. Sitting down, put one leg on top of your knee. So it comes straight across this way. And then pull it up towards your chest. I reach through the gap in my legs with one hand, and then you pull your shin towards you. Okay, this is a stretch for your glutes, for your bottom. Just reach through with both hands, Nina. Reach through the gap this way, one on each side of your leg. That's it, grab your shin. You got it. Try and sit nice and tall. And get that foot as close, well, that shin as close as you can to your chest. Alison Rose, don't bring it quite so far across. So you want just past your ankle on your knee. So your foot's horizontal. You don't want to bring your knee across like this. It's up here. That's it. Oh, Jess, nice. Okay, and change leg. Very common for students to say, I'm not flexible enough to do a high side kick, sir. I'm not flexible enough. Usually, it's not flexibility that's restricting the height of your kick, it's strength. An easy way to think of that is if you're doing those side rising kicks, you'll be able to do a side rising kick higher than you can do a side piercing kick. And the difference is your strength. Okay, so we work on the strength. The flexibility will happen naturally. You got to work on the strength. The flexibility will happen with the strength. Do you have a question, Isabel, or you just wanted to get a close up? Okay, now let's get both those legs straight out. Stretch the hamstrings. Stretch up nice and tall. Sit up as tall as you can. And then lean your body forward. Reach forward as far as you can. Keep those legs straight. Keep the feet pointed up towards the ceiling. Balls of the feet or the toes pointed to the ceiling. In fact, if you pull those balls of the feet back towards you, you get a really nice stretch in your calves as well. Lovely. Can do from here. is just lift your heels off the ground with your hands. Then you'll feel a nice stretch in the calves. And then lower them back down again and go a little bit lower in your stretch. Okay, legs apart. From here, I just want you to lean forward a little bit, twist your body, and touch your left hand to your right foot. And then we'll go the other way and touch the right hand to the left foot. And then left hand to right foot. Just very slowly and gently from one side to the other. So we're controlling the movement all the way. As I touch my left hand to my right foot, my right hand comes up behind my back. So I try and get a good range of motion. Try and keep my body now as close towards the ground as I can. We're not bouncing, we're controlling the movement all the way through. And then sit up, open your legs a little bit wider. Sit nice and tall. Reach up to the ceiling and then lower your body directly forwards. Keep your head up. Try and get your tummy button down towards the ground, not your shoulders or head. Try and push your tummy forwards. Nice, Isabel. You've got right off camera. Good stuff. So have you, Madeline? Oh, lovely. Just hold that stretch. Go a little bit lower. Breathe nice and deeply. One thing you can do is reach your hands forward on the ground and then just try and lower your elbows to the floor. And then relax. And when that gets a little bit less uncomfortable, you can walk your fingers forward another couple of centimeters. Then lower your elbows to the floor. Slowly walk your way down towards the ground. And sitting up, remember it's all about getting your tummy to the ground, not your shoulders or head. Don't bounce when you stretch. Always control your stretch. Okay, reach your hands back behind you, lean back, and then pull your bum backwards so your legs come in. Give it a shake. Standing up, left leg behind. Now with the move to level 2, we're getting one step closer to getting back in the dojang. I've heard from 2 of our schools today. One of them will let us go back into the hall. That's Churchill Park, which is the school we have most of our classes in, so that's good news. Will let us back into the hall the week of the 2nd of June. Kohimarama School isn't going to let us back into the hall until level 1. And Glendowie Primary School have already said they're going to reevaluate for term 3, so we won't get in the hall in term 2. Now, but we'll be able to get Churchill Park reasonably soon, which is great. It's one of our major restrictions. The other major restriction is the requirements that have come from Sport New Zealand for the size of gatherings. Change legs. The current limitation on level 2 from Sport New Zealand is the maximum size of a gathering for sport is 10 people, including the instructor and any assistant and any mums and dads sitting down the back to watch. So clearly that's not going to work for us. But the good news is that Sport New Zealand are re-evaluating that on the 25th of May, 1 week before we're allowed into the hall anyway. So hopefully they'll increase that limit at least double, and then we'll be able to, on the 2nd of June, get our classes back into Churchill Park. Well, I think 2nd of June might be Queen's birthday, so it'll be Tuesday the 3rd of June. So in the meantime, right through the rest of May, we'll be running our classes by Zoom. So keep practicing. If you want those extra training sessions, remember we've got lots of content now on that COVID-19 page and under members in our website. So you can go through, pick a class and work through it. One thing in particular I recommend you look for all of you, under the adult classes, look for the Easter classes, because there are separate classes for every grade up to red belt that have short videos specifically about your content, about your grade. And lunging forward, reach the rear side end up. So there's a class for yellow belts, 8th gups, there's a class for 7th gups, green stripes. So Lucas, that can be a really good way for you to learn your pattern, because there's a video there just for Wonyo. And there's also a video there for all of the fundamental movements you need to practice in order to be able to do Wonyo. Just change hands, Lucas. That's it. So watch the video and practice the fundamental movements first. You'll have things like knife hand inward strike, fixed stance side punch, circular block, all these really cool movements. Practice those first. And change legs. Then you can use that video to learn your pattern. So everyone else, I recommend looking through those as well, because you may pick things up in those videos that you haven't picked up so far learning the pattern. Fundamental movement videos, I just go quickly through each fundamental movement, tell you what it's for, show you how to do it, then move on to the next one. Okay, so they're quite short videos. The longest one's probably blue belt because it's got so many new techniques. And up. Turn to the left, tidy up. Give your legs a little shake. Couple of little reminders. Remember to be looking through your theory handbooks, whether you've got the white belt handbook or the self-defense handbook. Make sure you're reading that. Give that one to mum and dad to read as well. Or the syllabus handbook. Make sure you're looking through and you know all of your syllabus. Those of you who have the pattern workout book, really good way to go step by step through your pattern to make sure you know all the stances, the heights, the techniques, those sorts of things. So do make sure that you're working through those books. It's a good way to spend your time while you're off with COVID-19. Make sure you're learning your pattern histories, your other parts of your theory as well. And the last thing that I wanted to show you before we finish up on our COVID-19 page, just a reminder, particularly for you young guys, there's some really cool activity pages that, in particular, there's a whole bunch that Mrs. Pygot's created. So from our website and members, here's our COVID-19 classes page, okay? On that page, as well as having links to all of the classes we've done so far, all recorded in Zoom, and all the previous classes. So there's the Easter classes I was talking about for the different grades right up to red stripe. And then here are online resources. So these home activity sheets, Mrs. Pygot, who wrote our mini kids syllabus, if you can see the little window, you've got this book here. She wrote that and designed our children's syllabus. She's been putting together with her daughter some really cool activity sheets, just fun stuff to do when you're at home. And then down here for all students, there's some really cool pages that Master Okura from Papatoetoe has put together. These are A2 size posters. You can shrink them down to A3 or A4, but they describe some of the famous figures that the patterns are named after. So you've got Dangun, Dosan, Wonyo, Yugok, Jungun, Tege, Hwarang, which is actually a group of people, of course, and Chungmu are named after Admiral Yesun Shin. So those pages are really, really awesome. So I do recommend you have a look at those. He's also done one, as you can see, on the hand parts, one on the philosophy, and one on the tenets. And there's one there on the theory of power that Mr. Pilcher put together. So they're all really good ways of improving your knowledge as well. Those pattern ones in particular have a little bit more information than there is in your books. So do take your time to read those. And that's it for tonight's class. Thanks, everyone. It's been great to see you. I'll look forward to seeing you on Monday next week. Make sure you are practicing in the meantime. Do some of those video classes if you want to do some extra training. And I'll see you on Monday. Ta-da! Come in. Take a look. And Hassan. Good night, guys.
Sir,
Yes.
my dad would like to know What was it, Dad?
If there's a date for the grading.
If there's a date for the grading?
Yeah, that's a really good question, Nina, with there's a date for grading. We usually do our gradings, as you know, at the end of every term. Given the timing getting back in the dojang, it's likely that it'll be the same because the end of the term is probably around the end of June or early July anyway. So I'd say the next grading will be at the end of term. But we'll keep an eye on that. When we get back into the hall, I'll have another chance to evaluate it. So if we get back in a little bit earlier, we'll see how people are going. And if I need to do a grading a little bit earlier, I can ask Master McPhail for permission to do that. So at this stage, we're very likely to have one at the end of term unless we have problems getting back into the hall. And it is possible that I could also do one earlier if we've got some people that are ready to grade. Cool? Thank you, Nina. Keep practicing. The more you practice, the more awesome you're going to become grading. So that'd be cool. Make sure you're getting those stances nice and long. No short stances.
Bye.
Bye, thank you. Bye, Lucas. Thank you. Good to see you.